Welcome, friends, one and all, to Love Them Knives Studio. TwoSun Knives can't get enough, and they just keep getting better. This, my friends, is a Wong design, the TS59 in D2 and M390. We're going to cover both of those just here in a minute. And don't you love them? TwoSun knives. If you're not a fan of them, I understand. You've never had one. I get it. I have been messing with them for about 3 years now. The TS19, the TS21, I don't know. I mean, way back. Flat, silver, not even a box like this. You had a box like this. No writing on it, of course, but just that was it, with their logo, like this logo, but it was just printed across, came in, and they still do, because they're D2. Most of them are D2 steel. So they come in, they're double bagged. They have a slip pouch that the knife, the inside one that the knife is in, is just slathered with oil. I mean, you take them out and you have to wipe them down. I mean, literally have to wipe them down all over. The outer slip, is fairly dry, so you at least get one cover you can use. The other one, God only knows, it's just wet. This is the TS59, and they are good-looking knives, aren't they? D2. M390, two different steels. Oh, they could be lying. Nope, we've tested. So the M390 is real M390. We tested the TS66, the TS89, the TS68. I think there's another M390 we tested. And we have all those test results on our test sheet. So I'll give you the link to that, because do not miss out. Go check it out. But TwoSun is doing a really, really good job with everything. The designs, the value for the dollar. And they have all these new designers. I'm going to leave a list of the designers in the description section, because there's too numerous to even list. And they are all really doing some great designs. Not just night morning design and Wong Den Xin, but Tepe, KC Designs, Vitesse, Storm Knives, Knight's Edge, just everybody. So it's just craziness. This is the D2 model. Now, this looks a little bit like this, doesn't it? A bit. Kind of got that dog bone or crossbones or whatever. Of course, this is the jumb bones, but it's got a bit of that look, and maybe a bit like the artisan waistline knife. So they have that, goes slender, comes back out, and there's probably some other knives that do that as well. It just kind of struck me a little bit when I saw these. This one is convex and concave, and this one's convex, right? They call this a convex, but they also, the Polaris. See, I wrote convex model, which is the M390, so it's different. Check these scales out. See, you got a rain groove in the middle here. Ain't no rain groove here. This one's right out there. And so the machining on it's different. This is more profound than this is. I kind of like this one. This kind of strikes me from a design standpoint as a little bit more showy, more attractive. This one, not so much, although M390, okay, I can deal with that. And we've tested it. It's been heat treated in the correct range, and I've never done any cutting tests with it, so that would be interesting going forward as well. nice knives. Wong does a great job designing knives. He's done so many. TS127, probably the TS81 is my favorite. TS107 as well. And these, yeah, I like these a lot too. So, yeah, and they get over the detent ball pretty quick, so you can just drop it, shake it down, however you want to do that. Titanium mill pocket clip, titanium backspacer. It's got some traction on it. Lanyard hole at the end. Jimped flipper tab, canted forward a bit. Very intuitive, easy to kick. They got KVT ceramic bearing systems in them. And oh, it's a number 8 Torx. And then I think these may be number 6s, but you know what? That's probably not a bad. Let me see if I can. No, they're number 8 all the way through. That's a number 8 right there. So on this one, yeah, I've noticed on some of the models, that's why I kind of stopped myself. I looked at that, and that's not a number 6. So these are all number 8s. Wow, cool. That's nice. You could disassemble it with just one. And did you notice the internal blade stop here? We can focus. Gives it a clean look right here. But you do have that little taste of a backspacer on there, which I think really finishes the knife. Good looking knives. Let's try and get some stats for you. I'm sure the length is going to be about the same, probably the weight as well. So 3.5 up at the closest point, really a little bit more than 3.5, and maybe more like 3.6. But if you're measuring down here, I mean, just look at your cutting length. Well over 3.5 inches. You might want to boast 3.75, and if you look, it's about 95 millimeters, 97, so that's about the same as 3 3/4. 8, a little over 8, about 8 1/4. That's the same as, you know, a paramilitary 2, so it's a full-size EDC. You know, clean the junk off that handle. That poor girl just, she gets a lot of attention. And there you go. So pretty much about the same size. But, you know, it's smaller knife than the Bestech Swordfish, that kind of thing. And it's probably about the exact same as the Tuyaknife Bruiser. The big bad Bruiser. Oh, incredible action on that one. So take a look at this. This was more expensive, obviously, but still for an M390 titanium frame lock flipper, ceramic bearings, you know, you've got the hardened steel insert, like they all do if they're titanium, with an over travel stop in there. You can see that. Okay. No weight relieving on these, which begs the next question, which is how much do they weigh? I would say probably 4 millimeter blade stock, and let's go here to grams. 116 next. 122, yeah. Well, they didn't pull quite all the same material out, but 122 grams is not that heavy. 4.3 ounces. 4.1. And the paramilitary 2 is 3.8, so, and that's G10. So, wow. These really aren't that bad from that perspective. Pull my little micrometer out here, and let's check the blade stock. I think we're probably talking about the same for both, and it's going to be really close to 4 millimeters, 0.152 of an inch, 3.87, and we will measure both of these as far as how fat they are in the hand, 14 millimeters, 0.55. And this one, check it out, 0.56, pretty close. Of course, well, I mean, once this hits the top of this ridge, you're probably where the convex is, but then they're just taking it out of the middle here. So you really actually have the same width here as this one. It's just you have this running the entire length of the handle, which is nice. It's attractive. It probably provides a little bit better grip actually than this one does. Yeah. Oh man, these TwoSun knives, they always come sharp out of the box. I have just never had one, be just kind of average. They've all been above average in sharpness to most of the manufactured knives I've ever put in my hand. These ones, and I'll tell you another brand that usually kicks it on a regular basis is Cold Steel. But these are very sharp. It's just, wow. M390. Whew. Wow. I mean, you're almost not feeling it as you go through that paper. And most knives you do. Give you a roll around on this one. But yeah, D10, of course, like I was saying, not that strong. And yes, you can gravity flip them, and yes. But I think it's appropriate for these. Most of the knives I review are in the 4.5 to 5.5 detent range, and these are no different. They're right in there. Probably a little bit on the less potent side, but it's a lazy flip. Bang, just like that. So, yeah, probably more like a 4.6, but they just kick right out. They're so nice. I'll leave you alone. Thank you so much for joining me. Love these TwoSun knives. We'll do some more as they go. I don't know if I can keep up. There's so many other brands to cover, and I've got a lot of these, but they're interesting, and I really haven't done a lot of TwoSun reviews, maybe more than other reviewers have, obviously, but compared to the number of models that have been out, no. I'm probably covering maybe 10% of what they put out at best. Take care. You guys have a great week. You know what we do around here. We love them knives, so you stay sharp.